And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I touch base with you every day except for Sundays and somewhat Saturdays. But I am here with my buddy Chris Edwards and we are here to talk about our Focus Friday. It is Focus Friday and you know what the Focus Friday theme is today. It is the State of the Union, the state of our union. And we cannot wait to dive into this. But anyway, what's going on, Chris?
Nothing, man. I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I am excited. I got 3 walks in this week. Today was the first time topping 4 miles. So I got 3 miles
Hey.
in on Monday, 3 miles in on Wednesday, 3.8 miles on Monday. Let's get those points right. 3.8 miles on Wednesday, and today was 4.5.
Yes.
So
I got my walks in.
I gotta
walks
lose
in this
all
week.
of last summer's North Carolina, South Carolina, hanging out in New York City. All the waistline has expanded.
Well, now's a perfect opportunity to start working on it and getting ready for that summer body.
And the weather is perfect for it. I mean, it was cool this morning, but it was nice.
So hold on. I went out for my regular, 4.5 mile walk this winter along the river. And it's so funny because this morning when I got on the news, they were talking about how the largest cargo ship was coming into the port of Philadelphia today. And actually, it's the largest to ever come up the East Coast, I believe they said.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, I'm out on my walk. And because they had to go past here to go up to Philadelphia, I saw it this morning. So it was a pretty huge tanker. It was actually interesting to watch. I took some pictures of it.
And that waterway you have there is really big. So it's
Yeah.
a big waterway. And so yesterday, I had a wonderful night out. Obviously, it's Thursday night. So Thursday night is night out for me, for the most part. And yesterday, they opened up what's called 135 Madison. And what that is a huge showroom in New York City on the not east side. It's really off Park Avenue, but it's Madison Avenue. And it has all these amazing furniture companies all under one space. I do believe it's 5. And B&B, Italia, and what was the other one? Floss, and a couple of others. And it was an amazing event. I looked around and said, I didn't get the memo that everything is black. So everybody was wearing black.
The New York socialites,
Yeah,
how they do.
Socialites, how did I not know to wear black at this event? But this event was really everyone that was in black was part of the company.
Oh,
all
okay.
the guests, we were all in different colors and dressed different ways. But it was absolutely amazing. It was an amazing show out. So many people. So last night I was doing my interior design duties of going out and socializing with other interior designers, vendors, manufacturers. It was absolutely wonderful. I did, and also I was so proud of myself. I did not have not one hors d'oeuvre, not one. Not one.
Not even a shrimp puff?
I did not take a bite. I did not indulge.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
Usually I'm like this. Next, what's the next one? What's the next?
Hors d'oeuvres are the best, especially when they're wrapped in bacon.
I'm like Lucio Ball at the chocolate, the thing of chocolate going by. That's usually me at these events, but I said no to all of the hors d'oeuvres. I got 100% no. However, I did have my 1 glass of wine, and it was white wine that I had yesterday. But the place was packed. There was there was lots and lots of wine, lots and lots of hors d'oeuvres, and again, lots and lots of people. So I shared some of the photos last night. I also did a live from there yesterday. And this is when I use Instagram. I mean, I could do lives on YouTube. However, most of the people are not tuned into YouTube like that with live. Yeah. So it's really nice to just hang out in the Instagram world and just go live and tell people what's going on, what you're doing. They had a great band. It was amazing. My friend who was supposed to be meeting me there, she got there late, and I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to walk around and meet people. I met this wonderful young lady. She said, could you please take my photo? You look like you know what you're doing. I said, how did you?
They can always smell a photographer.
I said, how could you tell that? She said, I was watching how you were photographing the items, and you look like you know what you're doing. I said, she goes, really? She goes, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah,
I just know the way you moved.
they can smell it on us.
I said, really? Okay. But let's go to some good mornings before we get started on our theme for today. I see Bryson's in the building. He says, what's up? And Derek is in the building. He says, good morning, Ron and Chris, RLP community. We
Good
got
morning.
Janet in the building with her little pink hands. Love them. Love
Hey,
them.
Janet.
And Kimmy Kim is in the building.
What's up,
My son
Kim?
Adrian's in the building. Happy
What's
Friday
up,
and happy
Adrian? I see
International
Adrian's a
Women's Day.
staple. Adrian is a staples in here
I
now.
my son is here at three shows in a row.
Yeah,
God forbid I have him on here.
he should jump on. But yes, it is International Women's Day.
Yes, happy International Women's Day. And there's a lot of events going on in the city. There's a lot of events going on overseas and in Europe. They're having this big women's festival going on. But it's like a summit where a couple of news anchor women are there and a bunch of dignitaries. So happy International Women's Day. Thank you for reminding us that son. See, he's not that. The apples don't fall far from the tree.
No, they don't.
If you think I'm politically inclined, whoa, he is sharper than a two-edged sword. Lisa says, yes, I was screaming to the phone when you didn't take the hors d'oeuvres. Lisa, I'm learning to be disciplined. I have to. At 60, I realized I need to get hold of all of this. I need to regroup. Again, happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women in the chat. Brian is in the building. What's going on, Brian? Happy Friday. Chris is in the building and says hello to Gary. We got the Mr. Gary, Mr. Sports himself is in the building. Morning, Ron, Chris, and
What's up, Gary? Good morning.
Chat. Yeah, you guys again check out. You gotta just connect with Gary and find out more about his YouTube channel, which is really cool. For even sports folks that are like mild sports people like myself, he can convert you to make you more excited about sports. Kelly is in the building. What's going on? And again, she says, happy International Women's Day. I'm working my way up this little ladder here. And we got also good morning from, obviously, we got good mornings from Lisa and Miss G, the work wife.
Gwendolyn.
The work wife is in the building. So welcome, Gwendolyn. And so today should be a fun conversation.
Before we dive into that conversation, I'm on CNN.com and there's breaking news. Trump posts nearly $92 million in bond in E. Jean Carroll defamation case. So he ponied up the money.
Someone gave it to him.
I don't know, but it's posted.
How much did he put out? 92?
92 million in bond.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Yep.
You got to pay. If you want to go for an appeal, then you got to put up the money.
And I think he had until Monday to do this.
Yeah. The time was running out.
Yeah.
And he still has to get money up for the New York State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Letitia Jane says she's looking at 40 Wall Street.
Yep.
He needs to get it together. I think there's some people out there trying to help him out. But also, we also know that he is working on ways to get money out of the RNC by having his family members in charge of the RNC now, because today is
like, do they not see what's going on? Did they not see what's going on? Like, he's swindling money from the
sorry, name calling. No name calling. No name calling. But the Republicans are really out to lunch on this.
He's swindling them, and he's doing it in broad daylight.
But they don't care.
And no one said anything.
They don't care. They don't care. They have sold their souls to the devil. The orange devil. They sold their souls to the orange devil.
Yes, they have.
Yes, exactly. G said someone helped his tripling ass out. Yes. Oh, I love when G's trying to keep it G. And Brian says, well, we know he had at least 100 million cause. That's what he offered in the other case. He probably just used for that E. Jean Carroll, but he still got money. He got a lot of money. Almost, I think it's going to be almost 550 million dollars for the New York case because it's interest every
That's what
day.
it, absolutely.
So let me put my little banner up. Let me get rid of that little guy here off the screen and put our wonderful banner up of what we're doing today. We are talking. Where's my banner? There we go. The state of our union. Okay, folks. How many of you watched the State of the Union? State of our union.
I did my homework last night.
We did our homework. I
I
got
was up
notes.
until almost midnight. I'm watching all the pundits talk afterwards.
Commentators. I love politics like my son loves football. I love politics. It is one of the things I've always loved. It's just I don't know why, but I've always have. How many of you? I see Kelly A says yes. Bryson says let's talking about it. Chrissy, how could you not watch it? Oh, Chrissy, come on, Chrissy. I was dying. I would love to have heard what you had to say. Adrian says he watched it in full, just like I did. I rushed home. I was at that event last night. I told my friend, 8:00, I'm leaving because I must get in the house, set up my stuff, and get ready for the State of the Union.
We went out yesterday because it was my mother-in-law's birthday yesterday. So we went out to dinner with them, and we got home. It was like 8:45, almost 9:00. And I told my husband, I was like, well, you know what I'm about to do, so good night. We went to bed, and I was out there until almost midnight watching all that stuch. But it was actually really good. It was really good.
Brian said he watched it twice.
I watched it twice.
Oh my goodness. Janet says yes, she did. That's why I love our community. Our community is highly intellectual. This is where the nerds hang out. Welcome to Nerd Nation. This is where we all live. Political Nerd Nation. And okay, so now my next question for all those that watch, because I needed to find out how many of you watched before I ask this question. On a scale of 1 to 5, right? 1 to 5, how did Biden do? How was the address? In your opinion, 1 to 5, how did Biden do? I get 5.
I gave him a 5 as well.
What are you guys? What are you rating? What was your rating of yesterday?
So here's my thing. Here's my take on my 5 that I gave him. A lot of people said it was very political, but you have to remember, he was addressing current political atmosphere that's out there. It's a very political time. The State of the Union is really traditionally you don't make it very political. You just talk about the State of the Union, but the State of the Union is political, and it is not fine.
Yes.
So I think that that it was a well-rounded speech. He talked about what he needs to talk about, and we'll get into it. But he went off script a lot of times, but he held his own, and it was really, really good. It was very pointed.
It was very well done. And you know me, I have my book called The American Primer because I love speeches. I love presidential speeches. I go through them. I look at them because it's not only the president speaking, it's also it's having the president and the speech writer meld together to create an amazing document or an amazing address. So it's not just obviously not just Biden writing down all these notes. I mean, he writes down the structure and what he wants to put in it, but it's also the speech writer that gives its nuance and its color and fills in all the shadow areas and bring light into those areas. I love speeches. I love presidential speeches. I've read a lot of them, and I have to say, this is one of the best. Now, I know people say, "Yes, Ron, but he's not. He doesn't have the swag." I think yesterday he came out the way Biden comes out, and he was truly
Exactly.
himself.
Here's the thing. I think that people are always comparing presidents to one another. You can't. Each person is their own person. Like Biden is a traditional politician who's been doing this for decades. He is not an orator like Obama or Clinton. Biden is this. He's kind of that as they call him Uncle Joe. He's like that uncle that you know that just kind of keeps it real and just talks to you in the manner in which that he's accustomed to talking, and it came across as such.
I love what Lisa says here, and this I did say this while he was speaking. She said she watched, and she said I gave him a 4.5. I sung like his. Oh, it sounded like okay. I know what you're saying. It sounded like his stand. I didn't like. Oh, sorry. I sung like I don't like his stand on Israel. I'm paraphrasing, and he needed to slow down a bit. His words were running into one another at some point. He was extremely like some of his cadence was really fast, but I have to say, as an old man, as much as I have to read down here, and let me tell you, it takes some fast mental work to be able to read that prompter and then speak what's being read and then also ad lib along the way. That
and not
requires a
and not
lot of
even
work.
and not even that, but you have to really pay attention to the audience and give them time to react to what you're saying, to
Yes.
either applaud or jeer or and react to sometimes what they're saying. So it's there's a lot of stuff going on all at once. It's just like you said, just doing this. You know you're reading the comments on the side. You're trying to prep things that you have got things on for the banners, whatever. Interacting with me, interacting with the audience. There's a lot going on. So you know. I think we can give him a little grace if he fumbled words here and there. Who doesn't? I do it on here all the time.
Janet says he was talking to the American public over the heads of that audience in the house. Oh, can we talk about the audience? Could we talk about since we're going I'm gonna just run down some of the things I have here. Could we all I know all of y'all saw this. The rolling eyes of Mike Johnson and the GOP. The discontent, the anger, the embarrassment that the GOP, first of all, this was one of the first. I've watched a lot of these. This is one of the first State of the Union where the Republicans, I don't believe, stood at all.
Here's another point to that. I listened to the commentary on MSNBC last night with Rachel Maddow. She had Lawrence Odell on, and he had made mention that there was one camera that is always pointed towards the Speaker of the House on the side. And they realized that a lot of times he was clapping under the table. And they weren't sure if he was doing it consciously or not. Like when Biden was saying certain things, but all the other Republicans were, very staunch and quiet. He was actually clapping.
Yep.
So
And you can see there were some times when Biden was speaking, he was agreeing slightly.
yeah,
He was the rolling of the eyes was for the audience of one.
yeah.
I mean, obviously he's crazy too, but I would say he has a little grasp of a little bit of what's right and wrong. And you have to cheer when things are right. I see here in the chat because you guys are moving through here. They said he is fair. They are going to get rid of him as soon as possible. Here's another one. I thought
Who,
Mike was
Mike?
attempting yoga exercises. Thank you, Janet. Here it goes. Chris says that's correct. He does have a speech impediment. Exactly. Biden had to overcome and still has to overcome
Stutter.
A stutter. A stutter. For all you Bible believers out there and all the Bible people out there, Moses was a stutterer. Just kind of like throwing that out there to you. So history has it. Kimmy Kim, okay, GOP Goon Squad, okay. Mike Johnson looked like he was constipated with all the eye rolls. All the commentators were like, "What is going on with Mike Johnson?" He was just having a lot. I mean, look, you cannot fight truth.
Yeah.
You can't fight truth. Lisa said he was good. He was good though. Very was that relatable? Very relatable. Okay. Brian, you're right. Brian, considering his stuttering problem, that's what we got there. His stuttering problem. I give him a number 5 on the good curve. On a good curve. G says yes. President Biden stutters just like James Earl Jones and Bruce Willis. I did not know Bruce Willis had a stutter problem.
Breaking news. I tell you, I seen it on here. Ronald McDaniel steps down as RNC chair with Trump poised to for party takeover. So she's officially stepped down now.
Gone. Yep, she's officially gone. They kicked her out today. Going to show you, no matter how allegiant you are to Trump, he will get rid of you. All these stupid. No name calling. Lisa says, here's one. Definitely, this was another one. Lisa says he smacked the sugar honey iced tea out of SCOTUS. You know how to use the sugar honey iced tea, but yeah, he really addressed. He says, he addressed them right there. Look, and the gist of it, paraphrasing, is that you may not understand the power of women, but you will know. You will know. And this is the other thing I mentioned yesterday. I don't know if it was probably the right place, but I probably, if I was president, I would have made it the right place. I would have said, SCOTUS has failed the people. I would have just said it. SCOTUS has failed the people. One, the last 3 justices that were added on said they would not overturn.
They lied
Roe
at their
versus
hearings.
Yep. So they lied on the.
They lied.
And I would have simply made it a campaign. You know how I feel about this. I would have simply said, America, if you want to correct this wrong, give me he said, give me a Democratic Congress. Give me a Congress I can work with. Give me a Democratic Congress and I will expand the court. That's what I would have said. I would have said, I will expand the court to correct this wrong.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways to fix this. And then also to make some of these Supreme Court rulings law, like reverse Roe versus Wade and make it law of the land. Because here's the thing. God forbid Trump gets back in office. Everything that is on the table is completely wiped off. All right.
Oh yeah.
Completely wiped off. Hold on. More breaking news. This is not political, but just so you know, Russian hackers breach key Microsoft systems. So that's huge news in tech.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, this is what's going on in the world. Russia is not playing, and neither is China. Speaking of that, have you heard the latest on the U.S.'s ban of the TikTok?
I'm glad you brought this up.
We'll go back to the State of the Union, but did you hear about the U.S. ban of TikTok? The Senate, I do believe it's the Senate.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the House of Representatives to vote on it now, and if they vote yes, which I think they will, TikTok will be removed from your phones. We will be removed from the app stores, Google Play Store, the iOS App Store, and removed from devices in the United States of America. That is huge news.
And I think that goes along with the conversation we had this week. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your social media. Just wanted to say that. Just wanted to throw that in there. We just talked about this week. And I believe TikTok may be on its way out because it's more than just about China. I really believe Facebook and the other companies are they're stealing our market share. We want them gone. I really believe there's more to it than what meets the eye, but it is under the assumption or the thought. I don't say the assumption. It is under the thought of China having information of Americans, but don't put your eggs in one basket. Any of
Yes.
these platforms could be gone.
Yep.
So make sure if you're a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a solopreneur, if you're a leader at some organization and you use social media to get your message out there, make sure you have multiple platforms to work with. Now back to the State of the Union. I see here. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me see. What are you guys saying in here? Let me catch up to you all. Bryson says he has TikTok. Chrissy says TikTok. Oh, you guys are moving fast. Okay. Chrissy said TikTok took away from the other popular social media apps, so they had a target on their back from some time now. I'm a believer that this is more than just China. I'm telling you, Google does not like TikTok. Facebook doesn't like TikTok. So those are the two major players. And I'm sure there's something behind this. What is also saying? So many people won't make money. I feel bad for them, but it's about our country's security. Unfortunately, China is probably embedded in so many other ways. Janet says, did anyone see Clown? Did anyone see Clown Thomas was not present? I noticed that. I was like, where's the little black face? I didn't see him.
He didn't want to show his face there.
I know one justice had to remain off premises during State of the Union.
No, I don't think it's a justice. They just need to have one person. No, they have to have one person from the cabinet that stays back. One person. Right. This is the doomsday scenario. If ever there is some type of mass casualty while that's going on, because everyone in government basically is in that one building. There's what they call the last survivor. No,
the designated survivor.
The designated survivor. There has to be one person from the cabinet that always is left out and put in a secure bunker while the State of the Union is going on. So
designated.
I do want to go back. I want to go back to I want to go back to the TikTok thing though. Because I'm of two minds of that. Because here's the thing. TikTok China owns TikTok, but China also owns a lot of other big companies that we as Americans rely and use. So for instance, if they ban TikTok, who's to say they're not going to go after a company like DJI? DJI is a big player in manufacturing of drones, of cameras, of a lot of devices that I use. My whole setup deals with DJI, and I wouldn't want the U.S. government to have a say in saying, all right, you know what, you can't buy their products because we put a ban on all Chinese technologies and that type of stuff. So I'm of two minds with that.
Christy says people will lose their minds.
Yeah.
I mean, Americans. How many people? I do believe the count of Americans, something like 280 million Americans are on TikTok, something like that.
Well, I'm gonna look it up in a Google machine, as you would say.
Computer. How many Americans are now on TikTok?
Here's something I found on abs-cbn.com. TikTok, owned by China-based ByteDance, is believed to have some 1 billion users worldwide, including more than 100 million in the United States.
102.3 million.
Yeah, more than 100 million. Okay, so 100 million, more than 100 million. That's a third of the country. 1/3 of the country is on TikTok.
Yeah.
Wow. But it has an audience of more than 1 billion.
And when you think about it, like, how many people voted in the last election?
Exactly.
Think about it. Speaking of they're on TikTok, but they're not voting.
Speaking of elections, this morning on WINS 1010 Wins here in New York City, they statistic they gave out this morning is that of all of the democracies in the world, America has the lowest turnout for voting. It is at the bottom. America is at the bottom. It is the very last person on the list, the last country on the list
And we protest the
voter
most.
turnout for democracy. And you wonder why our country is going where it is.
You can't complain if you don't participate. Like I've been saying that for years. Like, do not complain about how this country's this and this country's that. And when I turn around and I'll ask, well, did you vote? No. Well, then how do you don't have the right to complain then? You didn't participate. You didn't actively participate in what is going on. So what do you expect?
Brian says Clarence Uncle Thomas was in Walmart parking lot in an RV. Oh my goodness. Bryson, TikTok been removed. Oh yeah, that is true. TikTok, and TikTok been removed, has removed music artists. Yeah, there's some things going on with TikTok and music. Let's see here. Rashawn is in the building. She says, "Good morning to everybody. Good morning, people. Good morning, Ron and Chris."
Good morning.
Didn't Florida already? GE says, didn't Florida already ban DGI products from being used by state agencies? I did not know that.
I don't know. There's so much stuff that goes on in Florida. I can't keep track.
Yeah, so much with Florida. Florida's a little off. China, Tishra says China owns us in more ways than you know. Lisa says, Gwendolyn, twin, where have you been? Gwendolyn's been here. Gwendolyn has been here. Let's see here. Chrissy, agree. You get into very dangerous territory if you start. Yep, I agree with that. She said, agree. You get into very dangerous territory if you start banning companies.
Yeah, because like, where do you stop? You can justify
only 6 of the SCOTUS were present. 3 conservatives and 3 liberals. Whew. I did. I was like this. I was like the bench looks a little small there. I did notice Thomas wasn't there. I can't take it or leave. I can take it. I can take it or leave it. It's not a main platform for me. I mean, a lot of people use it. I mean, it is again. We mentioned this in our conversation this week. TikTok is the #1 search engine in the world.
Here's another thing. If you take away that, then Google becomes the #1 search engine, especially in the United States again.
Well, people don't realize it's not even Google Google owns TikTok. I mean, it owns YouTube and obviously Google search, but it is YouTube, which is the #1 search engine in the world. I mean, after TikTok, which is, I say that somebody wants to be on top again. It would be a good thing. TikTok gives me anxiety, says Charlene. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm not a TikTok person. However, I do post there once in a while. MTG thought the president wouldn't take the pin. Yes, he took it and used it. Epic fail, Marjorie. I tell you, well, I can't tell
She's
you what
just a loser. She's a loser. I'll name call. She's a loser. Here's the thing. She put on her MAGA hat, and they're not allowed to do that. So my question is, are they going to censor her for doing that? She violated House rules. And she's not supposed to be giving out pins either. So not once, but twice she violated the House rules.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with her. But she is
disgusting.
Am I the only? I can't even say what I want to say online, but I can tell you what she makes me feel some kind of way.
She's deplorable. I'll say it all for you.
Truly, that helps me. Deplorable. That helps me. She is literally one of the worst creatures.
Yes.
In the Congress. She is there is nothing or no one more abased than Marjorie Taylor Greene. Whew. I had to breathe when I think of her. Take a breath, Ron. Take a breath. Okay, Lisa. Okay,
The
you guys
comments are
say
lit.
Aaron recently passed away. Yes, okay, got that one. Hey, what's going on? Anthony Rollins in the building. How you doing? Good morning, sir. Chrissy says, I believe in voting, but these politicians are trash. They say one thing to get into office and then they do something else. People feel disillusioned with the whole process. And this is true, but we still have to vote. We still have to vote no matter what. We cannot stop. We cannot stop because there's bad apples in the bunch. We must pluck the bad apples out and continue eating those delicious red apples.
Listen, we have to continue to vote in these Democrats because they're the ones that are passing laws that are benefiting us. I mean, I just look here in Delaware, all the infrastructure projects that are going on, and it's just like, these are the things that we need.
And I agree with you, Brian, on this one. I often felt election day should be a national holiday, required and linked to filing your taxes. Don't vote, no refund. In most countries, it is a holiday. Voting is a national holiday in most democracies. America is one of the only countries that it is not. America is one of the only democracies that puts in roadblocks to voting. Yet we consider ourselves the forerunners of democracy. An oxymoron there. He says Ron isn't on TikTok, so he doesn't get the twin joke. Yes, it probably went over my head, Sonny boy.
Went over mine too.
I'm sure you're going to tell me about it. You better.
Listen, the conversation thread is jumping today.
You guys are on fire. They are on
fire.
Yeah,
I'm just like having to scroll.
Yeah, Trish says millions are dancing and celebrating in India. Yes, today is a special holiday in India. Trish, if you could put that holiday inside the box, I was supposed to put it in there. But yeah, there is a special holiday in India. So happy holiday to the folks of India, because there are some folks from India that are in this community, like our wonderful Rambo. Rambo is in this community. That part says, I love when Gwyneth says that part. Here's Anthony says, creature is a good word to describe her. Yeah, she is a creature. Anthony says, if you don't vote, don't complain.
Absolutely.
I agree. And say they need to tighten up the rules because Santos was expelled, but he could still be there. And
That's
they said he is running again.
I did not understand that. There were two people there that weren't in Congress anymore. Or no, there was a former justice was there also in robes.
Yeah.
He's no longer there. He stepped down. And then also, like, Santos, why are you there? You were disgraced and run out of Congress, but yet still you're in the building.
No shame. These people are not shameable. You can't. Remember,
he didn't have credentials. How did he get in the building?
Chris, remember Game of Thrones?
Yes.
When they take the woman, I mean, and when she does her bad thing, they go, shame, shame, shame.
They strip her naked and make her walk to the town.
Capable of being shamed. There's
unbelievable. When they said George Santos, I'm like, wait a minute, he's not in Congress. How is he in the building?
He was over in the back giggling and having a ball.
He was there in the back giggling with his bedazzled collar on. Okay.
You saw that collar.
Yes.
That was definitely not a Project Runway.
He got an eye roll from me. Okay. This was not RuPaul's Drag Race. Sashay away.
Sashay away. Now. Oh my God. Former justices and reps have open invitations to State of the Union, which was shocking to me. I did not know that until last night. And that's what it goes to show you. You're always learning. There's always learning when it comes to our government.
Why would you want to shove his face? He is disgraced. He was voted. His party kicked him out. Why would you want to go back and be around people that don't even want you around him?
Well, you saw the other congressperson that was wearing the Trump shirt, with the "We will never surrender."
I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, there was a guy in the back of the auditorium, in the back of the chamber, I should say, and he was wearing his shirt. He had his shirt out against, again, decorum, and he had his shirt saying, "We will not surrender." Omar says Santos is trying to get on a reality TV show. Really? He's such a. I mean, I'm
You're
going to
gonna
use
say
this. I'm going to
he's a
say
loser.
something.
He's a
There are
loser.
certain people that are. I'm just going to say it. Attention whores. They
Yes.
just. I'm sorry I had to go there, but there's some people that are just attention whores. It's just the need to be seen, the need to be in the public view, the need to, like the Marjorie. She had to act up because she knew people would talk about her today. These people are they're just pitiful. Pitiful. My son, he doesn't my son very rarely hears me talk like this. But it is that's what they are, attention whores.
Yeah.
They have this urging need, longing to be in public, regardless if it's good or bad. They have to be in the news. Trump is the biggest pimp for them. He is.
He's
He's
not a
pimping
good
her
one.
out.
He's not a good one.
He's definitely pimping Marjorie out because she is. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I would not be surprised if he picked her for VP. I really wouldn't.
No, it's no way. It's no way.
Never say never.
It is no way. Anthony
Never
says,
say
shameless.
never.
Shameless. Oh,
She is
okay. I
licking
knew
the
she
bottom
would.
of
I knew
his
Lisa.
boot.
I knew. Who started this chain of conversation? Oh, I love it. Kimmy and Lisa got it going on. That was my next point. Lisa Kitchen Katie was so dramatic. Did y'all see Katie Britt on the Republican response
Oh,
after the State of
she
the
was
Union?
horrible. She
It
was
was horrible. Now, one is you're really not giving women a good image by putting them in a kitchen, especially the youngest congressperson representing Alabama in the kitchen. And she was so overly coached. You thought it was like she was getting ready to go for a movie.
Here's the thing: like, she's against abortion, she's against women's rights of their
EFF,
body, and then you
IVF,
put
even
her
though
in
she
a
said they
kitchen.
are.
You put her in a kitchen setting, like that means that gives me the impression of all you want from women is to get them pregnant and put them in the kitchen with they're barefoot and pregnant, basically. Like that's the vibe and the feeling you get from that.
Almost said worst acting ever. She was ridiculous. I was like, where is the Oscars? The Oscars for the worst movie.
But just like any other Republican, there were no solutions to fix any problems. They're just talking about things that they're not even working on.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like Trish says, unless they naked in the kitchen. Well, I mean, I did like her green blouse. I did like the green blouse, but the conversation was ridiculous. And then she painted America like it was again carnage, the worst. Everything is so bad. No, you just give us, guys. I always say this: the numbers speak for themselves. The economy is good. Inflation has moved from 9 to 3%. Inflation. Now, are we all feeling it? No. There's some people hurting. Yes. Credit card scores and everything is all whacked out. My score is all whacked. Shocked. However, guess what? We've seen worse days in America.
Let me just kind of button this all up. The jobs report came out this morning. They were anticipating around was it 200,000 new jobs? They gained 275,000 new jobs. Unemployment basically stayed the same. This is the best economy we've had in decades, the lowest unemployment we've had in 50 years. This is the largest economy post-COVID anywhere in the world.
In the world.
How are things so bad? You've got bridges being reconstructed. You've got infrastructure projects are underway. Semiconductor plants are being built in the States. New jobs are being created. How is it so bad? Crime is actually reduced.
Nationwide,
and
crime is down. Crime
you
is
might see
down.
spots here and there that are spiking, but overall, crime is down. How is it that we're living in this horrible dystopia of a world? They have nothing. They have nothing.
They have nothing. And you would think, again, what's usually done with the rebuttal is that you share your platform, what you want to do for the country. Again, but all her words, it looked like it sounded like the words were written by Trump. I mean, it literally had the whole Trump moving through the thread. Oh, Lisa says the guy with the patch. I forgot his name too. The guy with the patch said, I didn't watch her speech. I was preparing to come on set at CNN. He saw that speech. Everybody saw that speech.
It's his job to watch that rebuttal.
Especially if he's going on, because he does speak on CNN. And they had Republicans that, like my son was saying, everyone, even the Republicans hated that speech. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. But someone said that Trump should have her as VP because she's young.
No comments.
Oh, okay. Brother, he said to be melodramatic. Who can almost hear Sarah McLachlan playing in the background? Oh my gosh! In the eyes of the angel, in arms of the angel, right? That's a song where she was.
Listen,
and then she even tried to wallow up some tears. Did you guys feel it?
Girl, bye.
I was like, another bye, Felicia, right?
Yes.
Another goodbye, Felicia.
Well, listen, I mean, overall, I think Biden did an amazing job. Here's the thing, you know, a lot of all the press had the speech in hand, so they knew what was being said. And they pointed out that he went off script so many times, more than anyone else has ever gone off script. But he was so on point. Like, he was baiting these Republicans, and they were falling for it every time. The one key one that really stuck out to me was when he had said to them how, he passed the infrastructure bill, and now all these projects are being built. He said that, but you guys voted against it, but yet still you're taking the money. He said, well, listen, if you don't want it, just give it back. Give it back. And no one said anything.
Here are some themes from last night. I was telling Chris, I said the overwhelming thought of the night was definitely history is watching. That was the first beginning of the speech. History is watching. He kept nailing it over and over again. History is watching. And the unfortunate and horrible part of the whole thing is that the Republicans were not standing on the right side of history. Every single thing that was even for, democracy, they did not stand. When you talked about the middle class, they did not stand. When Biden talked about IVF, they did not stand. When they talked about the Affordable Care Act, did not stand. They did not stand for anything that was for the American people.
Because they don't know what to stand for. They were waiting for Trump to tell them which part they should stand for.
I wanted to say, I want to read this quote. I just love when Biden said, I got a couple of these, so I had to go in because this is the nerd I am. About January 16th, Biden said, here is a simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
Yeah.
That was like, that was like so pointed.
That was
to the point.
Pure honesty.
This is honest. This is it. This is the truth. This is simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win. Here's another one. When they were talking about, immigration, and they were, almost like booing and like, oh, no, it's not us. He says, read the bill. I know you know how to read. I mean, these are beautiful, nicely delivered lines. Biden addresses his age and warns against the old thoughts of revenge and retribution. That's the old thought. That's the old guard. He talks about America's North Star equally. For all we haven't fully lived up to the idea, but we have not walked away from it either. Equality, justice for all Americans. We are all created equal. Yes, we have not lived up to it, but we definitely, as you can tell today, we did not walk away from it as a country. And
Yet.
here's another one. It's not about how old you are. It's about how old your ideas are. I mean, these were
That was a really good line.
these were some really good lines. These are great lines in a speech. My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy, to give hate no safe harbor. I was like, oh, 1800s. Just felt it. That was like, you could feel the color in that. You could feel the delivery in that. Now, some other people my age, they see a different story. They see a different story. An American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution. That's not me. So he's laying out. This is definitely a political speech, but it
It was
truly
a
was
campaign speech to a
also
certain degree.
the state of the country. And the last of this was a vision of the future, defend democracy, the right to choose, a fair shot for the middle class, fair taxes, save our country from climate change, free from gun violence, and presidents for all. For him to be a president of all Americans. Man, it was really covered nicely. And then the end of it was he believes in the American people, optimistic, and faith in that we can do great things together. I loved it. I loved it. Um, Such a great speech, well written, well delivered. And for those folks that think he is not sharp enough to be the president of this country, I will take Biden over Trump any day. The man won. First of all, it's night and day. And again, like I said yesterday, I'm often confused when people say, I'm confused, I don't know where to vote. There's only two options. Like I said to my family member, is democracy or autocracy. And guess what's happening today with Trump?
Trump, the
Who's he
orange
meeting
man,
with?
he's meeting with the Turkey dictator,
No,
strong man.
Hungary. The
Hungary,
Hungary.
sorry, wrong country.
Hungary.
Hungary, yes, correct.
The strong man, the one that
Well,
robbed democracy from Hungary.
I can't remember his last name. Something Bond.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. But yeah, he's meeting with him today. That just shows you where his allegiance lies and the type of people that he wants to associate himself with.
Yeah. That's it. Adrian says, I wish he said, you can't love your country only if your party wins.
That's a
Janice
good
Brown.
line too.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I agree too. And yes, there were some points and some moments, like for instance, the Israel and the Hamas, or you want to say the conflict, because I refuse to call it a war because, like I said, it's not a war, but it's the people of Gaza. I really believe that America still should take a stronger stand against Israel and what they're doing, because again, there's no justification for all those people dying, 31,000 people dead. Yeah, so, but I felt he could have been strong. That was another part of I wish he would have been stronger on the Israeli front and their war and what's going on there. But he did also provide a little blueprint of what they're trying to do. I see here Omar says Biden did a great job and finished off strong. Lisa says, I hope he doesn't say illegals anymore. When Americans get knocked down, we get back up, Biden quote. That's right. Here's another one. And he looked like he got the quick State of the Union nip and tuck. Oh yes, that was really nice too, Kimmy. And wants credit for buying first home or trading up, eliminating title insurance. That was really good. Thank you, Janet. Orban.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Orban, Hungary leader that robbed that country of its democracy.
yeah.
Look no further than Hungary. And you say, whoa, why is he meeting with him today in Mar-a-Lago? Thank you, Janet, for that.
Yes, this is a good one.
Biden did Muhammad Ali on him with the rope the dope, opened the Reagan reference, and the Republicans clapped it up, then sucker punched them with January 6th. Very good analogy, Brian.
No, that was really good, and it's so true.
It's true. It's very true. Very true. Janet says Orban refused to take in refugees from Afghanistan or African countries. Yeah, he is racist, and he's a bit much. Hey Serena, hey, so long time see. Serena's in the building, stopping by to say hello. She says, waving from Long Island. Lisa says he sure
Hometown.
did. He sure did. That was I like that. The rope-a-dope. What else is in here? Let me see. Did we cover all the thoughts? Believe
so.
la. I think we got them in here.
Yeah.
We're getting close to our hour.
Yes.
No overtime today because I got work to do.
Yeah, I gotta get out here early.
Let's see here. Agent said, I'm not getting paid for OT today. Have a great weekend, chat. Any Muslim folks in the chat, Ramadan Mubarak in advance. Yes. When does Ramadan starts? When? On next week? Or this upcoming week? Ramadan. Anthony says also talked about Reagan and Gorbachev. Yes, he threw Republican lines and achievements in their face. Like, this is who you used to be. Republicans could not even clap or stand when Biden talked about removing lead from children's health. For children's health. It was a good deal. It was good. Sunday night is Ramadan. Okay, thank you, bud. And awesome. And Lisa says people were saying he was angry and aggressive, but I think we needed to hear that emotion from him. I agree, Lisa. I agree.
What I don't get is like when Democrats speak forcibly and with passion, they're angry and they're distraught and they need to calm the rhetoric down. But when Republicans do it, like Martin, they're just yelling and screaming nonsense. It's like, no, we're trying to get our point across. Go sit down somewhere.
Well, guys, this was really good. Just also remember, there's daylight savings time this Saturday night.
It's 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Sunday morning. 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Hit the clock.
2 a.m. Sunday morning. We spring
forward. Sorry, forward. We lose an hour.
We lose an hour. So get your rest. Get your sleep. What else? Chrissy have a week. Okay, the weekends are up. Okay, so guys, I have a couple of announcements. Again, the fifth Saturday of this month, March 30th, we are having our second Touch Base Daily event gathering. We're going to be gathering at the gallery in Chelsea. At the end of the month, you can get that information on the website. Just go to if you want to go to Meetup, the Meetup app, just put in the Meetup app, Touch Base Daily, and our page will come up. So Touch Base Daily is now on Meetup, the Meetup app. So look for us on the Meetup app, and you'll get all the information for our gathering on March 30th. Also, the Saturday before that, we are having our RLP Urban Photographers Meetup. That's also in the Meetup app. And you can find that RLP Urban Photographers Meetup. and we are meeting in Soho for our meetup this month. And we meet every fourth Saturday of the month. But this fourth Saturday, we'll be in Soho. And for everyone that's in the Patreon community, we are having our class, I do believe it's next week, and it will be on the topic of how to use your ISO on your camera or on your smartphone. So we're going to be using ISO and learning some strategies and what to use them for. Okay, ISO, how to use that. So that will be for the Patreon community. If you're not a Patreon member, you can become a Patreon member. And let me just put my little crawl on the screen because that's how we do it. I need to make sure that those little crawls are available. There we go. There's a crawl. There's a ticker tape. So if you're interested in supporting me and supporting this community, supporting me as I bring content to this community, I should say, that's how you can support. Because how can I support? How can I support? That's how you can support, is become a Patreon member. That's right. Every dollar counts if you want to do that. Okay. What else is here? What else? I think we got them all. Chris, you got any announcements?
One announcement. Indie Soup Media finally has a launch date. It is going to be March 25th. So everyone, please tune in. Go to Indie Soup Media on Instagram and get all the information. I posted a story today for the launch date, and all of the other content creators that are in the room that are part of Indie Soup Media. Don't forget to go and put up some of the promo that Dr. Tachi has provided. Dr. Tachi, if you're in here, can't wait for launch day. Very excited. Can't wait to see all the content that all the other creators have created. So go follow Indie Soup Media here on Instagram and on YouTube, and get ready for that launch date. It is going to be March 25th.
Also, yeah, and this really support Dr. Tachi. I mean, she has a lot of amazing people. You got Chris on there, Gwendolyn, a lot of amazing folks that have their own programming in this network. It's not a channel, it's literally a network of amazing content creators on various subjects. And so Dr. Tachi, we are with her and we are supporting her, and she's a main fixture in this community as well. So we want to make sure that you get that information, and I am excited about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And I think we got it all, Chris. I think we got it all. Oh, Sunday is the Oscars. For all you Sunday folks that are into the Oscars, tomorrow I might be on, but if I'm on, it'll be because I'm roaming around the city somewhere. Tomorrow I have a big photo shoot, so keep me in your prayers. I'm photographing board members to the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music. So make sure you do that. Thank you guys. And I see, hey, what's going on, TB? TB's in the house. How are you? I think we get everybody in here. I think so. So you know what we're going to do?
Whoa.
As I close out, we're going to put the outro on. Oh, yeah, we're going to put that on. There we go. There we go. We had a great conversation today. We are going to have the outro go on, and while the outro is going on, you guys can interact, exchange information, share information. I know also that Lisa is asking about does anyone know the Instagram page for Project 2025? I don't know if there is an Instagram page for it.
I looked, but I'm not sure if that's actually it. So I didn't want to post it.
So we'll find that out for you, Lisa. And I think we got it all. I think we covered it all. Guys, thank you so much for a great conversation. Thank you I love when you participate. I love it. You guys were here. You were doing your thing.
The room was lit today.
Yeah, the room was lit. Okay, guys, have a wonderful weekend. I'll probably see you tomorrow. But until, I'll see ya.